Slap and Clap podcast is brought to you by Age of Entity Productions.
Hello and welcome to the Slap and Clap podcast. I'm your host, Michael Katazinski, and I'm joined here by my friend Bullet. He goes by Bullet in our Discord. So, Bullet, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell the audience, what your name and where you're from, and a little bit about you.
Sure. My real name, Brandon, is Brandon Hollenbeck. I live in Chicago, Illinois, and I'm a auditor for the Department of Labor.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so before we started here, I told you this podcast series is about just video game culture in general and how society looks at it more of a negative stereotype. And I'm just trying to bring to light how, in my experience, it's been actually quite the opposite. It's been more of a positive experience, and I've been able to express, who I am as a person more through video games. So, let's see here. I got a couple questions for you. So, first question on my list here: how did you get introduced into video games?
That was by my father. When I was, I think, 6, he showed me a Game Boy Advanced.
Okay.
He got me that for my birthday, and I played. My first game ever was Pokemon Ruby.
Nice.
So
Awesome.
that's how I started it.
Yeah.
I sold my video game, and
Do,
then.
do you remember your starter? Do you remember who your starter was?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I would guess because I liked fire, it probably would have been.
Just curious. Yeah. So, all right. But yeah, Ruby. That's a really popular game on the Game Boy Advance for sure. And how did you get introduced into like multiplayer games? Like.
So I had a really close knit group when I was in school. They liked to play video games together, and a new game came out on the computer called Tanky Online. It's just you rolling around. It's like a PvP, person versus person video game, where you ride around in a tank and you shoot each other.
Yeah, I was about to say it's called Tanky. It sounds like you just roll around in tanks and blast each other. It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a 4v4. So that's how I got started in like multiplayer games.
Okay.
I used to play that every time we went to the computer lab.
Pretty cool, man. Yeah. I definitely played a couple. I remember playing RuneScape in school a few times. So my friends were just, oh, what's that game? It's like, oh, it's RuneScape. What's that? Just so little things like that are pretty cool. But I never. I remember. Also, we played the original Halo. That's what we did too. We played the original Halo on the computer every once in a while. our teacher wasn't there. We just played Halo. It was pretty cool. Let's see here. So, what is a positive experience you've had with video games?
Well, yeah, I would have to say the most memorable I had was when a friend of mine. It's kind of a sad story because we were in different cities at the time, but we were playing over voice chat on the game, and he was having medical problems. So I just kind of called up his parents on the phone, which it took a while, and I think that's the most memorable thing I've had, like video games. But like I guess the most memorable for like in-game video games was when I started the game Final Fantasy 14. I met my now best friend, and we've been playing video games for the last 12 years now.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah. I love having friendships like that where you just double digit years and stuff. It's really cool. Yeah, video games just really just bring people together. That's just a really positive thing you could say about them. They just sometimes bring the best out of people, so that's pretty cool. So what's a negative experience you've had with video games?
That would have been when I played the game Rust.
When you played the game Rust? Okay. Yeah.
So one of the most toxic games I've ever played.
Uh-huh.
I built like a 12-story house, and I went to bed one night. I woke up as a new spawn,
Mhm.
right? So like they wiped my whole base out. They took all my gear. So then I built a new house, and while I was doing that, a zerg of like 42 people
Oh
ran through
no.
my house,
Oh no.
screaming profanities the whole time. I was
Oh
like,
my goodness. Oh,
every time after that, when I tried to start a house on that server, just 42 people would just
that's.
demolish my house.
Oh man. Oh no.
That's probably the worst one ever. I usually have good experiences.
That does sound pretty terrible, not gonna lie. Oh man, that's crazy, bro. Um, let's see. Well, we've also had some negative experiences when it comes to LFG and Destiny as well. We've had some
Oh,
people who have this speedrunner mentality where all they can focus on is this narrow-minded view of theirs to just get to the end as fast as possible. It doesn't matter what you
yeah,
know about the encounter. I'm gonna do this anyway. You know.
yeah,
So.
that's yeah. The funniest one was when we were doing the last wish raid, and we were at the
Mhm.
final piece, and this
Oh
man does
yeah.
speedrun strats and just glitches the whole thing.
Yep. This guy pretty much teleported to the end of the encounter and glitched the whole thing, and then we respawned outside of the encounter, like back at pretty much the second encounter. There's like 5 encounters in the raid, but like we backtracked, and it was the most glitchy thing I've ever seen in the raid. And he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, there's a chance of this happening," and we're just like, "What? Then why would you do that?" You know, like.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, that was. We were helping out someone that's never done the raid before, and they just
Yeah.
decided.
Yep, somebody was brand new to the raid, and all of a sudden you just see this super crazy glitchy thing. Like it ruins the experience for people if you just have this narrow-minded view and don't really care about others that you're playing with. If you just treat others in the video game like they're the video game like themselves, it's pretty. It's just nasty. It's how people can just treat people like that. So I don't know. Anyway, a little more positive subject here. Where do you see the future of video gaming?
Oh, definitely. VR.
VR.
Gaming.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right now it's pretty close to where I thought it would be like 5 years ago, where it's almost full VR and motion. They have like your whole body can be like the controller
Like
almost.
motion sensing.
Yeah, motions. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's where like an increase on that. So maybe like a full body suit. I think they have a full body suit now, but full
Yeah.
body suit, gear, maybe even like I honestly, this is kind of interesting, but I honestly think it should turn out like SAO, Sword Art Online, where you plug into your neural network and
Oh yeah.
and
That's
you're like literally in the game.
that's some crazy futuristic things. Yeah. But that definitely makes a point because like the last couple podcasts we definitely talked about VR. That's like when I brought up that question, two people immediately brought up virtual reality, and we came to this point that technologically it's going to advance through virtual reality, and games socially are going to advance through virtual reality as well.
Yeah.
So we came to this conclusion that video games are ultimately going to be this alternate sense of reality. That's what the future of video gaming is potentially going to be. What do you think about that?
Definitely like an alternate, yeah, alternate sense of reality. I do see like some flaws in there though, like as in like if someone's not I guess if they think that the alternate reality is more realistic than their actual life, then it might go a
Mm,
little crazy.
yeah, that's
Uh,
definitely a negative thing I could see when it comes to that. So, but I just thought it was interesting that both socially and technologically they both would advance, parallel in each other with virtual reality. So, okay, cool. last question I got for you, man. What would you say to people who think that video games are a negative part of society?
I would. Okay, so there are some points of like video games that are like a negative part, as in
Of
like
course.
let's see,
Yeah.
it's like some violence in video games might flow over to the attitude towards like others. As in, like, if you play a video game and you're always like the bad guy, then you actually have situations where you have a choice of being really nice to people or really bad, and you just instinctually become really mean to them. I see those problems, but then I also look back at like there are other uses for video games that people don't realize, like therapy and
Hmm.
like rehabilitation. I can see like
And
I know,
learning. And learning.
yeah, and learning, yeah, learning definitely. I can see people like going into video games to like learn how to speak again. Maybe maybe
Hmm.
they can't, maybe they're I know, I think 3 people I know that are on Twitch that are actually playing video games with their mouth, right? Because they can't do anything else in life, right?
Yeah.
Because they have like no, like they're either paralyzed or they're
Hmm.
missing appendages, and they make their living by playing video games, and
And they
it also
use
helps
just their
them.
mouth movements, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and they
it's
yeah,
cool.
it's
Cool.
also how they might do like psychological therapy where like they bond with other people in the world that
Hmm.
honestly I would say like
They get that
reciprocate.
connection that they wouldn't get, in person with anybody else.
Right, yeah,
With the internet, it's just a mixed bag. You never know what you're gonna get.
yeah, for
There's a
sure,
potential for anything to make connections with anyone
yeah. It's
instantly.
yeah, it's surprising now that video games is actually a career field now,
Oh
rather
yeah,
than like game development, of course, but like actually playing a video game, like
being
streaming,
an entertainer, playing
yeah,
video
an
games,
entertainer with
and
video games, yeah,
yeah, putting on a show. Hmm.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, man. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you jumping on with me, Bullet. You're super awesome, man. I love playing the game with you, dude. And you're an awesome clanmate, dude. And appreciate you jumping on and taking time with me to shed some light on this topic, dude. So,
No problem.
all right, cool beans, man.